Mark 11 and 23. And this lesson is going to be entitled, you would have never thought this cell phone video will have ended your world. Mark 11 and 23. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever, let me read that again. Mark 11 and 23. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. So call La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakodash. Double honors to the hopefully elect elder apostles and elder bishops of the Great Millstone Church. Shalom to all the Akim out here under the same doctrine, doing what they need to do in order according to the scriptures to the best of their abilities across the four corners of the globe, nonetheless and regardless, and to the rest of the believers in on this faith. Shalom. So you would have never thought, right? They would have never thought that this cell phone video would have ended their world, or that these cell phone videos will have ended their world. And that's exactly what it's going to do it. That's what's going to happen. Their world will be ended. And it's going to be due to these cell phone videos. As you heard the word that was just said, read Mark 11 and 23. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, that mountain is 100% talking about the one whose world this is, right? And that's the so-called white man's, Esau's, all right? Let's prove that real quick. Ezekiel 35 and 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me. The word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God Yahweh, Behold, I, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will see. So that's talking about that's talking about Esau, the so-called white man. Because when you let's go here real quick, just for those that don't know, Genesis in 36th chapter, and we can start at verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. See that? So Mount Seir is Esau, and we know Esau is the so-called white man. So the Lord said, so that's that. So that mountain that we speaking to be removed is the so-called white man in his world. How do we know he has a world, and the world that we're in, that we're saying is in, that which is the one we want removed, is truly his world. Well, let's go to the Apocrypha. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 6. And we can start at verse 9. And it reads, For Esau is the end of the world. See? For Esau is the end of the world. We see the world we're currently in right now ending. And it's actually due to these cell phone videos. Because these cell phone videos, these particular ones, are of the pushing forth of the Heavenly Father's will, right? Which is how, I'll say that for now, but it says, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. See that? So that's that. It says, the hand of man is betwixt the hill and the hand. Other question Ezra asked thou not. So everything that comes down to Esau coming down is Jacob's hand. And our hands are on cell phones doing videos right now, because that's what's going to bring the Heavenly Father's will. Let me grab that real quick. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and start at verse 6. It says, I have planted, Apollos watered. See, I have planted, Apollos watered, right? We're planting where? Let's grab that. We're going to go to Matthew chapter 9 and 38. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth laborers into his harvest, meaning those is, so there you go, dealing with planting, you know, what the Lord's word to ultimately what? Bring forth the Lord's will, you know, because the word is the Lord's will, right? That's why the Lord said, "It's written of me to do thy will." Who said that? The word himself, Yahweh Shah. See that? But anyway, this is 1 Corinthians 3 and 6. I have planted, see? So I have went out and planted, right? Into where? Into the harvest, the vineyard, right? For the harvest. You know, to see the things that the Lord wants to come to pass, or just to see the things that the Lord, you know, has created, declared, you know, in existence, you know, in his will to be seen. You know, that's what we have, that. But I have planted, Apollo's water. See that? So that's what we doing. And you see this harvest in the form of what? These laborers, right? You see this harvest in the form of these videos. You know, the vineyard is the YouTube world, the elements, the highways, the byways, the chief places, the concourse. You know, the YouTube home pages, subscription, video timelines. You know what I'm saying, and whatever else videos could be put out. You can walk and see. You can, you know, if you will, spiritually walk and see the Lord's vineyard, man. You know. His word. You can find the Lord's word, and you'll see men working in that vineyard in the form of holding cell phones in their hands and saying the so-called white man's world's going to end, saying what's going to happen, saying the Lord's will, and that's going to be the very thing to bring it about. How do we know that? Because it says, "I have planted, Apollo's water, but the Most High gave the increase." So, let me read this again. Yeah, reading on. So then neither is he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but the Most High, Yahweh Shah, that giveth the increase. Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. So I'm gonna reap exactly what, or manifest exactly what video I put in. You know, which is this video, is cell phone video, is going to end the so-called white man's world. It's going to be one of the videos to end the so-called white man's world. But you can say it. This is going to be the video to end this world, man. You know, the cell phone video to end this world. Who'd ever thought? But anyway, it says, "For we are laborers together with the Most High." That's how it worked. See that? So the laborers are those that hold these cell phones, computers, whatever it is, these Bibles out on the street, you know, in whatever form, and plant this word. See that? Say this word, which is the equivalent of planting. And then we continuously say it and we water it. And then the thing manifests. The Lord, he brings it to pass. That's how it works. See that? So, going back, 2 Ezra 6 and 10, I'm gonna actually start at 7. Then answered I and said, "What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followed?" What's gonna bring the so-called white supremacy ran world down? What's gonna end it? You know, to where to where the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians ain't oppressed and ain't at the bottom no more, and they actually ruling. You know what I'm saying? What's gonna bring that? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. So us holding these phones is like holding Esau's heel, holding it, which represents the end of him. Holding these cell phones in our hands, doing these videos, simple as that. is like holding Esau's in, because it's the very thing we could take and use to end the so-called white man, bring him down by what? Making a video. That's why it says the Lord have chosen the small things of the world to confound the wise, man. See that? They would have never thought a cell phone video would end their world, man. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because we hold in the Bible the same thing they didn't want us to hold. Anyway, it says, because it's like holding a hill, man. But anyway, in a sense, it says, for Esau is the end of the world. Let me read it again. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So it deals with the time being ended, that white supremacy world. All of this was white supremacist world, or so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians don't get a fair shot, can't never have anything. Labor for him, but never have enough. You know, have a bag, but it's only to try to fill up a bag with holes. That all ending is due to us taking hold of Esau, to our hand, getting on the end of Esau. The end of Esau is the phone being made, because he can be exposed and be made bare, because that's what's actually stopping the end from coming. When you read 2 Thessalonians, it tells you that. You know, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So that day, which is written for him to come down, it can't manifest until he's exposed for all which is basically the reasons for why he should come down and should never be in power. And that's now being able to be done by these cell phones. So, you know, which is a trap it should snare us. But the scriptures tell you, you know, their own foot is taken by the snare, the trap, the hole that they did. So many scriptures tell you that. So we got it, man. So anyway, it says, and he said unto me, 2 Ezra 6 and 8, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world. See that? And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The hand of man is betwixt the hill and the hand. See that? The other question, Ezra, asked thou not. So it comes down to our hand taking hold of the end of what? The end of Esau, right? And it's going to result in his end. But it's going to be in the form of taking hold of these cell phone videos, the scripture, the plow, if you will. Ezekiel 35 and we'll come back here. Close out. Mark 11 and 23. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be cast out, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he said shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. Ezekiel 35 and 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, Yahweh Shah, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, remember, we laborers are together. So he say something, we said, we continuously said, and he bring it past. See that? Behold, O Mount Seir. So this is what I'm saying. I am against thee. This is the Lord saying. This is what I'm saying, because this is the Lord saying, right? I am against thee. I will stretch out my hand against thee. That's Yahweh Shah. He gonna come and take you down, ultimately. And I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate. And thou shalt be desolate. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Shah, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and had shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So it's over with, and now this devil is about to come down, and he would have never thought it would all be due through what? Through these cell phones, a cell phone video. So call on like how Bashmel Shai, Wahara Kakwadash, Shalom.